So we have a lab, so you guys are able to, I mean, you can always come in after 2 o'clock or on Fridays and work on this lab here in class with me. I have posted pictures though, so you can kind of maybe get an idea. But anyways, the mole lab, it says that each station is a sample of a different element. The number of moles of the substance can be found on the card of the station. The mole is a very important unit of measurement in chemistry. In this lab, you will learn how the mass of the element is related to this unit. When your teacher tells you to begin, go to one of the lab stations. It doesn't matter where you begin. So basically, they're going to be going, and with COVID this year, it's going to be a little bit different. They won't be moving around the room like we normally do. But they're going to be looking at these containers. Now, I have pictures of these containers I'm going to show you here in a second. But basically what we're doing is we're trying to identify these unknown elements. All right, we're going to do that by filling in this chart. So there's always this first box. Obviously, I don't need anything too much. I mean, it's a little box, just a description of the element. Like it can be a few words, just describing words. Mass of the element plus container, I'm going to show you here in a second. I've taken a picture of the scale so you know the mass of the element and the container. Now, I tell kids, and I don't want them opening this up, they cannot open the lids, they cannot smell, they can't touch it. It's not that they're dangerous or anything, it's just when I start doing that, the weight starts to change, right? Like if you touch it, you may not get all of those atoms back in the bottle, and over time it changes my weights, it changes the number of moles. So to keep everything from year to year the same, I don't let them touch anything or open it. So I have on the card the mass of the container. So I'll kind of put this is on the card that I give you. The moles, how many moles are in that container, I tell you, because I'm the one that did it. I figured out how many moles I was going to put in there. Now this, they are going to weigh this. This will be in the picture. Now this you will have to figure out. So you'll have to do the math to get this, right? I'm going to take this and subtract my mass of my container to get the mass of the element. All right? Now, look at this. It says mass of element slash mole. So it's saying the mass of your element divided by the moles. That's what that means, right, is divide. So I'm taking the mass and I'm dividing it by the number of moles. Once I get this number is going to help me identify what the element is. I'm going to have to use the periodic table for that. Okay? So if I did all of this math, and I'm just going to throw a number out there. Obviously, I don't have any neon gas, but let's say that it was 20.3 is what I found. I'm going to look over here at the periodic table, and I look, and neon is 20.1797. So I would assume that this is neon, which is, you don't have to do this, but I'm just writing this down so I can explain something, 1797. So yes, my answer is not exactly that. And that is because our scales here at the school, and anybody's scales, not just the scales here, there's always going to be a little bit of error. Like if you guys remember seeing them last year, I can zero it out. And right after I zero it out, like the number starts jumping around already. So that can affect it. And maybe when I weighed it out the first time around, I tried to be as exact as I possibly could, but also over time things can change. I mean, it's been a year since I've had this stuff out. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna be close, but we do have some human and machine error there. So I look at the 20.3 and I look at my periodic table, and the closest thing to 20.3 is neon. Now, obviously, I don't have gas in a container here. We're not gonna be able to weigh that. But that's what you're going to be doing. Okay, so let me show you the pictures that we've got here. There we go. All right, so here are my pictures. All right, so I'm showing you container one. Now, this is obviously not the same as being in class because they can pick these containers up. They can, kind of shake it up a little bit and kind of really look at it. But this is the best I can do for people at home. I took a picture. You have your weight of the container. So this is obviously your container plus element. Right? So my element is inside that container. And then I've shown you what the container's weight is. So I can subtract these two numbers. I'm going to take that, subtract subtract 72.1, and that would give me the mass of the element. I've given you that there's exactly 1 mole of this substance inside there. So that is everything you need to be able to do all the math on that worksheet. So you keep looking down through. There's element 2. You can see what it looks like. Once again, with it's a silvery color, and on the silver plate, it's a little bit hard to see. If you want to come in, you can. Just let me know so I make sure that I am here. I should be, but just to make sure. Number 3, and I've got all 9 of them on here. This is, I can see, and in my head, I know what it looks like, because I know what this looks like. I've seen it in here. Same with this. Okay, all 9 are on here with the weight of the mass, or the mass of the container in the element, and all the cards are there. So that is everything you should need. So once you get done with that, let's go back to the worksheet. It says how many particles or atoms are in each sample. Well, you're going to do that by, you know how many moles there are. So you literally just need this column, moles of element, to do these on the bottom, right? If I have 1 mole, then I know I have 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd atoms in that, or molecules, whatever, atoms in this case, atoms in that bottle. All right, if I only have half a mole, what am I going to do? You guys got to figure that out, okay? So that is it for that one. I will, with the water, the drops of water, I'm going to have to wait until your classmates are in here doing that and kind of see what they get and then post those results. All right, if you have any questions at all, let me know, and have a great rest of your day.